So Gyokeres to Arsenal looks like it's a done deal. Hey guys, welcome back to Sacked in the Morning. I'm your host Caleb, and Arsenal have finally chosen their striker, and it is Victor Gyokeres of Sporting Lisbon. I made a video a few weeks back saying should Arsenal go for Sesko or should they go for Gyokeres. It looks like they've chosen Gyokeres. According to Fabrizio Romano, it looks like it's going to be a £56 million deal plus add-ons. Obviously, Gyokeres has been on strike. He's refused to sort of turn to training. It looks like Gyokeres will take a £2 million cut in his salary in order to go to Arsenal. He wanted Arsenal all along. He didn't want Manchester United, and it looks like he's going to get his wish. And this is exactly what Arsenal need. They were desperate for a striker. They need someone who's clinical, someone who's going to stick the ball in the back of the net. We know they wanted Isak. He was the dream signing. It was never going to happen. Newcastle were not willing to sell him unless it was an absolute ridiculous sum of money. Sesko, his demands were too high according to reports. He wanted a release clause in there. His salaries were too high. Gyokeres is the one that I said Arsenal should go for. Gyokeres is the one it looks like Arsenal are going for. And Arsenal do deserve credit despite the fact that after weeks and weeks of Arsenal fans waiting for the striker, they have finally, looks like they are going to sign him. And all of a sudden, this suddenly strikes probably fear into the hearts of Liverpool, into the hearts of Man City, and into the hearts of Chelsea. Arsenal now have a proper sort of hold up man, someone who they can play off, somebody who's going to get goals and score goals, someone who's going to be clinical, someone who's going to bring others into play, someone who's quick, someone who's agile. This is somebody who Arsenal need. Obviously, when you come from the Portuguese league, it's a big step up. We saw this with Darwin Núñez and Liverpool, whether Gyokeres is able to adapt more quickly than him. Arsenal's first 6 games could dictate whether they're already out of the title race. They play Manchester United away, they play Nottingham Forest at home, they play Liverpool away, they play Newcastle away, and they play Man City at home. So really difficult start to the season. Arsenal, if they're already 7 points behind Liverpool, I mean, it could already be a wraps at that point. That's how good Liverpool's transfer window have been, and that's how good they were last season. They've obviously announced the signing of Zubimendi, somebody who gives them control in the middle of the park, and it looks like they're going for either Rodrygo or Eze. Obviously, Rodrygo has been left out of the Real Madrid squad yet again. Not squad, sorry. He was left out of the Real Madrid starting 11 against Borussia Dortmund in the Club World Cup. It doesn't look like he fits into Xavi Alonso's new system, and he may want to move elsewhere. Eze is obviously a bit more of a difficult one, whether Palace would be open to selling him. They obviously need to know the Europa League fate first of all. If they do get Europa League, I don't think Eze would go unless Arsenal trigger the release clause. If they don't, I think Arsenal may be a bit easier for him to get him up below his release clause. And obviously Noni Madueke, this one has caused a bit of sort of, let's say, debate amongst Arsenal fans whether they want Noni Madueke. Obviously, Chelsea need to sell in order to get into the Champions League, in order to play. They obviously, I think it's 60 million in sales, and they're sort of holding off for 50 million for Madueke. They obviously have been linked to Mohamed Kudus, so it could be a case of either they're just going to take that Madueke money and sign Kudus. I mean, for a backup of Saka, I think it's a good signing, but I wouldn't say Madueke is the man that's going to take Arsenal to win in the league. Gyokeres, Rodrygo, Eze, they are potentially the players that are going to take them to win the league. But obviously, if Mikel Arteta wants him, it's obviously something that looks like it's going to happen. According to Romano, personal terms with Madueke has been agreed. It was also interesting that Ethan Nwaneri could potentially be leaving the club. 18 years old, 1 year left on his contract. He wants playing time guaranteed. That has sparked a bit of debate. You're 18 years old. Should you be demanding playing time? The only way I think is fair is if Nwaneri is willing to maybe take that step down to like a Fulham or a Crystal Palace and go get playing time over there. He's not going to get playing time at Arsenal. They're too stacked right now. But yeah, could Arsenal potentially go for the league this season? Obviously, the second again, Leo Laymin was going. So always the bride is made, never the bride. I think if Arsenal get the firepower, they can definitely compete for the league. So I think they've got the best defence in the league. In terms of the midfield of Zubimendi and Rice, it's absolutely fantastic. They need Odegaard to show the form that he did 2 seasons ago. Although if he is having an off game, Eze potentially could step in. So I do think if Arsenal were to sign maybe Eze, Gyokeres and Zubimendi, that's already been announced. Madueke as a backup, I think they could definitely challenge and they could go again in the Champions League. But let me hear your thoughts. I think it's exciting. Arsenal fans finally maybe have something to get excited of. Thanks for watching. Good luck to Arsenal next season.